Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this stitch. I use the Tunisian crochet stitch. It's very beautiful, as you can see. I think that I will be using it to make a shopping bag. It's not difficult to make. Hope that you try it. For this you need to have, for the Tunisian crochet, you need to have a hook like this. It's like a knitting needle. Here it's closed, but here with a hook you need to have one of these. We start by making chains. Chains you have to make multiples of 4 plus 2. So multiples of 4 plus 2. Now we're going to go in the first, we skip the first one, we go in the second one and we pull up a stitch like this. We leave it on the hook. We go on the second one, we pull a stitch, we leave it on the hook. We go on the third one, we pull a stitch, we leave it on the hook. We go in every chain. We pull up a stitch and leave it on the hook. In all the chains that we have, you pull up a stitch like this and you leave it on the hook. Continue like that. As you can see, these are ready. Now we're going to start to slip them. We start with the first one. The first one we slip it alone like this. We turn the thread and we skip 2 together. We turn the thread, we skip another 2. We slip them. Turn the thread, you slip another 2 stitches. Continue like this. You turn the thread on the hook and you slip 2 together. Turn the thread on the hook and you slip together. And you continue all the row like that. The row is ready, as you can see. Now we're going to start the next row. We start with 3 chains. 1, 2, we make 2 chains. We start with 2 chains. Now we turn the thread on the hook like this. We go in the next one. This is the first one. When we go in the second one here. We pull up a stitch. Now we're going to pull these 2 together. And we make it like that. Now we turn the thread 3 times on the hook. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 2. 1 and 2. These 2 we skip them. We go in the third one. We pull up a stitch like this. Now we're going to pull these 2 together. These 2 we're going to pull them together. So we have one only stitch. That is the first one. You turn the thread again on the hook. You go on the next one. You pull up a stitch like this. Turn the thread and you pull them together. Again we turn 3. 1, 2, and 3. We skip 1 and 2 and we go to the third one. Pull up a stitch and we slip these 2. We turn the thread once, we go on the next one, pull up a stitch and we slip these 2. So we have 2 skipped, 2 skipped, another 2. We turn the thread 3 times again. We're going to skip another 2. 1, 2, we go in the third one, we pull up a stitch, we slip 2. Again we turn the thread on the hook, we go in the next one, pull up a stitch, and we're going to slip these 2. Now again we arrived here. So we turn the thread 3 times, we slip 2, skip 2, 1, 2, we go on the next one, pull up a stitch and we're going to slip 2. Turn the thread again, we go on the next one, pull up a stitch and we slip 2. And you continue all the row like that. Then you make 3, you slip 2 and you continue like we were doing here. The row is here, as you can see, we finished with these 2 here. Now we're going to start to do like we did here. The first one we slip it only alone. Then we're going to slip 2 at a time. 2 stitches at a time. Only the first one you slip 1. The others you slip always 2 stitches at a time. You continue all the row like that, slipping 2 stitches at a time. This row is ready too, as you can see. Now we're going to start like we did in the first row. We go here we have the first stitch, so we put the hook here and we pull up a stitch, leave it on the hook. We go on the second one here, pull up a stitch, leave it on the hook. Another one here, pull it and we leave it on the hook. Another one here, pull a stitch, we leave it on the hook. Another one here. You continue all the row like that. You pull up a stitch in every one that you find here. You continue all the row like that. As you can see, this row is ready. We arrived at the last one here. We put the stitch here and we finish. We pull up a stitch like this. Now we're going to start the next row. We're going to do like we did before. The first one, we only slip the first one alone. Then we slip, always slip 2 together. Only the first one, we slip 1. Then we slip all the time 2 together. And you continue all the row like that. The row is ready too. Now we're going to do like we did here. We're going to repeat. We start with 2 chains, 1 and 2. Turn the thread on the hook. We go in the first one here, pull up a stitch, and we slip this. Turn the thread 3 times now on the hook. We skip 1, 2, we go in the third one, pull up a stitch, we skip the first 2, turn the thread again on the hook, we go on the next one, like we did, like I showed you before, and you slip these 2. 3 times, 2 and 3, we slip 1, 2, we go in the third one, and we slip these 2. Turn the thread, we go in the next one, and we slip these 2. And you continue all the row like that, like we did here. This row is ready too, and we're going to do the same. We slip the first one only alone, and then we're going to slip 2 at a time. You continue slipping 2 at a time. Continue all the row like that. This row is ready too. Now we're going to start again from the beginning. So you go here in the first one here, and you pull up a stitch. You leave it on the hook. You go on the second one here, and you pull up a stitch. You go on the other one, you pull up a stitch. You continue all the row like that, like I have shown you. You go and pull up a stitch, like we did in the beginning. And you continue with the pattern that I showed you. Then I show you how it comes. And this is the final result, how it comes. As I told you, you have to repeat, always repeat those rows that I showed you. And you will have this result. It's very beautiful, as you can see, and it was not difficult to make. Hope that you understood what I was doing and that you try it. Bye for now.